I came across a really interesting story that I want to share with you. It involves a small town in the state of Tennessee. And basically, you got some local people who are presumed to be MAGA people, but you have some outsiders who are wanting to come in and completely take over the town. And those outsiders are really MAGA. So the local folks who are MAGA, I presume, are concerned about these extreme MAGA folks coming in and taking over their town, and so they're pushing back. I thought it was interesting because perhaps, maybe, there will be enough MAGA folks around the country who will say no to Trump. That's taking it too far. And they push back like these local folks are doing. I don't know, but I want to share this story with you. Stay with me. Hello, everybody. I am attorney Augustus Corbett, one half of the Defiant Lawyers. Each and every week, we bring you at least one legal analysis of some trending story regarding politics, policies, personalities, or pop culture to empower you with the information you need to defy this unjust legal system and to nullify systemic racism. If that interests you, please go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so you'll get notified every time we upload one of these powerful and informative videos. As always, if you have an African-American son in public school, you need this book. My book is entitled Education and Justice, and I show you the many ways that public schools mistreat African-American boys and what you can do to help your son. So go on over to Amazon.com, grab your copy now. All right? All right, so thank you for staying with me. This story is really interesting. I kind of got a chuckle out of it, made me laugh a little bit. And at the same time, it caused me to think, okay, maybe, just maybe, there are some MAGA folks out there who are just not quite yet, or hopefully ever, ready to go with Trump, all the way where he obviously is trying to take us. Again, it could just be wishful thinking. I don't know. But let me show you the video, and we'll talk about it on the other side. It's a little lengthy, and I'm going to stop and comment a couple of times. But let's go to the video.
Not in our town. That's the reaction from some Jackson County residents regarding efforts by out-of-state Christian nationalists to potentially remake their community. Good evening to you. I'm Carrie Sharp.
And I'm Rory Johnston. Our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams, first broke this story last week about the efforts to, quote, build a town in the county seat of Gainesboro. And that shocked the people who already live there.
After giving residents time to digest this news, Phil went back to town about 90 minutes northeast of Nashville, this time to listen to the people of Jackson County.
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
As word has spread across Jackson County, a gathering of friends quickly turned into an impromptu town hall.
Hey there. Hi.
Some just came with questions.
So make sure you understand what's going on here. There are some white Christian nationalists, MAGA, who are trying to take over this town, which is filled with MAGA. But the folks who are already in this town got some concerns about the MAGA who's trying to take over their town. All right, so that's the basic story. Let's go back.
Here for too.
Others with deep concerns.
We don't want one news story to portray something of Jackson County that we're not.
Their concerns.
We're building a town, right? We're building a community there.
The white Christian nationalists, led by podcasters Andrew Isker and CJ Engel, now setting their sights on Jackson County and the county seat of Gainesboro, hoping to turn this quaint community of just over 12,000 people into a political haven for others like themselves.
Did anyone have...
All right, so there you go. So you got these two podcasters, these two white Christian nationalists, MAGA, and they have identified a town in Tennessee that they like, and they are buying up land, and they intend to convert this town into a MAGA town. The problem is, it's already a MAGA town. I mean, the folks who live there are already MAGA. I looked at the population. It is about 90% white, right? And even these folks who showed up to express their concerns are Republicans. Thus, one can safely assume they are Maga. So the two podcasters that you saw there are not getting the welcome mat. But let's go back.
Sense about these people prior to this story? Among those we met, some had deep roots.
My family's been here for 7 generations.
Others were drawn here by the openness of the people they now call neighbors.
This town is such a loving group of people. I am accepted, even though I came from outside.
And we were there to listen. What has this story done to this community's sense?
Now, the first thing I want you to notice is there are no black folks at this meeting. Where are the black people? Listen, black folks, we got to be present at these meetings. Our voices need to be heard. As much as they need to be heard at the ballot box, they also need to be heard at these town meetings and board meetings and education meetings and all other meetings. We need to be present. And from what I saw, there was not one black person at this meeting expressing their concerns.
Well-being.
I think mainly people are scared.
Diane Murphy is vice chair of the local Republican Party.
Yeah, I listen to the podcasts. I did the research on what you mentioned. It scares me that they are very clear about taking over.
Developers with right-wing
I mean, it's a little funny. She is the vice chair of the local Republican Party. She says she's watched their their podcast, and she said it scares her. Now, she is the vice chair of the local Republican Party. They're all Republicans. They all probably agree on most things, yet she said they scare her. Now, the question is, do they scare her because of these folks, the podcasters' extreme right-wing MAGA ideology? Or is it simply because these folks are new people? You know, sometimes folks from the country can become very exclusive and very sort of turned in to themselves and don't really want to be, you know, they don't want other folks a part of what they're doing. So I wonder, is that what it is? Because again, I got to assume that they agree on 95% of, of their ideology. All right, let's go back.
Purchased hundreds of acres of land in the area, trying to recruit other like-minded people to join Isker and Engel in relocating to Gainsborough. In a video posted online by one of the developers, Isker talks about the ability of those people to get their way in a small community.
Right, you can exercise far more political power, even with a few hundred or a few thousand people, than you can on your own, widely dispersed across the entire country.
When you hear them talking about coming here to build a town, to build a community, what's your reaction?
I'd love to speak to that. That makes me mad.
Diana Manley owns a local restaurant, and she sees a community that's remaking itself without the help of strangers from out of state who don't understand what Jackson County already has.
People from all different walks of life, genealogies, nationalities, race, you name it. We have got a melting pot right here in this small town.
Where are they? Where is that melting pot of people? This looks more like Mayberry, with all due respect to those local folks, because look, I'm encouraged that they feel like, some folks in the MAGA, world are just a little bit too far even for them. So I'm not trying to disparage these people at all, but where is that diversity? Where are all those people of various backgrounds? We don't see them. And I think they should have been at that meeting. They should have been there even if they weren't invited. Or those folks there should have invited some of these black people and other people in that town so that they could voice their concerns as well. All right, let's go back.
Together to make this town come back to life.
What is it you're afraid of losing?
I don't want to lose what we already have. The sense of community.
It is a very welcoming community, but I think they kind of came in under the radar and want to recreate it in their own image.
Forgive the background noise. I'm actually here at a watch party with the Jackson County GOP.
On election night, the podcasters monitored the results from Gainsborough, with the real estate developer behind the project, Josh Abatoy, doing a live report from a local watch party that he had hosted. One of their podcast buddies also set up an account on X, formerly Twitter, that claimed to represent the views of the local Republican Party.
It said it was the official account of the Jackson County GOP. But it was not.
Party Chair Bo Smith learned about the account from News Channel 5 Investigates. We also showed him where Engel had tweeted that the best way forward for Christian nationalists is to take over local level outlets of the Republican Party.
So that's not going to happen, especially now due to your reporting. We're thankful for that. And, knowing these people are in our community is a big deal.
Have these Christian nationalist podcasters, these developers, tried to have a meeting like this to sit down and answer your questions?
But what really concerned these Jackson County residents, some who were reluctant for their faces to be on camera, are the podcasters' views that the civil rights movement was a mistake, that foreigners who've become U.S. citizens still don't belong in America.
See, that's why I got some hope right there, because I've told you all so many times that the Maga movement is anti-black and anti-civil rights, and they're coming for the Civil Rights Act. I am preparing a video on that now. I've told you this many times, but we've gotten many new followers, many new subscribers, and they don't know all the things that I've talked about over the last year. So I've basically got to rehash some things and just remind people of what in the world Black folks help get elected. I mean, MAGA, which is literally aiming, gunning for the Civil Rights Act. So it's a little bit encouraging to hear these folks in this small town say that they don't like the fact that these podcasters are antagonistic toward the civil rights movement. Now, wow. I mean, I haven't heard MAGA folks say that, right? So I don't know. I don't know how to take it. I don't know if we need to take them at their word because it's unusual. I don't know. But let's believe the best, that they have a genuine concern about these outsiders coming in and basically wanting to tear up their town because they have this anti-black, anti-civil rights ideology, philosophy. And I told you all that that's what these folks were aiming at. All right. They're gunning for the Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act, Fair Housing Act. They're gunning for it. They're coming for it. All right. All right. So let's go back and listen to a little bit more of this. And I think this will be the end of the video.
Like for these people coming in from out of state to know, what message would you have for these people?
This town is not for them. No, it's not
I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged. You heard somebody say in the background, bigotry is not going to work. Bigotry is not going to work. Can they withstand though? Because the podcasters have bought property already. They're coming in, and is it just a matter of them sitting down and having a talk and just expressing what they believe? And then once they have that sit down, that face to face, then the local folks will be okay. Like, their attitude will be changed and they'll be okay. Okay, well, all right. We just needed to talk this through. We understand what you're saying. And yes, we're on board and so forth. But we don't want this to become some, KKK place or some sundown town or something like that. And, then if the outsiders say, okay, yeah, we agree to that, we're just going to, push our propaganda and we're going to push MAGA and we're going to work to get rid of the Civil Rights Act, but it's not going to really affect your town and blah, blah. So I don't know if they'll be able to talk it through and sort of assuage some of the locals' concerns. I don't know. But it is encouraging, is it not, to hear these people, all white people in the audience, Republicans. I'm assuming that most are. None of them, everybody didn't raise their hand and say, I'm a Republican or a Democrat. So I don't know what position, what political party they are part of. But the vice chair, and then you saw the actual chair of the local Republican Party give his 2 cents worth. So, let's assume that a lot of these folks were Republicans and are Republicans, and that they are MAGA. And so we'll see how this happens. It's interesting to me because I'm hoping that we see some of that sort of pushback when it comes to some of Trump's cabinet picks as well as his agenda. Because, folks, we're basically at this point sort of really kind of dependent on the Republican Party in the sense that they control the Senate and the House and the White House and the Supreme Court. And we're going to do everything we can to resist what they're trying to do. But at the end of the day, we're going to have the help of some Republicans, right? The last I saw, the Republican Party has 220 votes in the House, and the Democratic Party has 215. And I believe they got 53 senators to 47 for the Democrats. So they got a majority. They got a majority to get some things done. We just need for a few in both chambers of Congress to say, no, that's too far. All right. So we got to see. I wanted to share this with you because, again, maybe there is some cause for hope. Maybe there will be some pushback. Maybe some of them will come over and say, yeah, we're going to help you all. This resistance movement that is formulating all over the country, because this is just going a little bit too far. So hopefully that happens. I don't know that it will, but I'm hoping that it was. And this right here is perhaps, just a little bit of encouragement. So stay hopeful, stay ready to resist, stay ready to fight. We're going to resist this. We're going to resist all that we know that the president-elect Donald Trump intends to do with this country. I mean, it's pretty clear with his picks. All right. All right. So I wanted to share that with you and share this video, so that other folks can see it. Thank you for all your support, as always. Look, we have about 212,000 subscribers. Thank you all very much, every one of you, for becoming subscribers. But we want to grow. We want to grow. We want to grow, right? So that our voices can get out to even more people. So share. Join our membership. Please join the membership. That helps as well. Engage with every video, like, share, comment with every one of our videos. Please show YouTube that you're engaged. The more our subscribers engage, the more YouTube pushes the video out to others. Let me say that again. The more you, our subscribers, engage with our videos, the more YouTube picks it or pushes it out to others, right? And the longer you watch, all right? Don't just watch it a few minutes. Watch it throughout from start to finish. YouTube is watching all of that. The algorithm watches every bit of that and use that information to determine how far and wide they're going to send our videos out. So again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And until the next time, I am Attorney Augustus Corbett, one half of the Defiant Lawyers. Thank you. I'm out.